Hello guys, let's paint something like this. This is painterly sketch of environment, and let's go and I will show you my process for painting this kind of sketches. So I have prepared before recording some notes. So let's go through the layers. So we have an empty canvas. I will show you in the bigger screen. Maybe not like this, but okay. So I have created a sketch, line art sketch. It's like this, really simple. Then I have my color palette. I have taken this from I think this sketch or some photo, so you can just color pick and maybe use it as a simple color guide. So let's start. Here is the simple sketch, just line drawing, and then we can block out the colors in the background. So okay. So basically, this is like idea for it. This is cool for digital painting or drawing, or even if you want to prepare. If you want to make 3D later on, I just sometimes use this like for my illustrations in 3D. So for example, in the first we have this dirty pass of line drawing. We can maybe sometimes make it less lower the opacity of this. Now let's play with the lasso tool, feel some of this background rocks, and idea is with line art in this case it's like more painterly sketch, so we don't have to be worried about super proper drawing. It's just to make it more sit in the place. So now we can start to feel in the information inside our line art. So for example, let's imagine this is in this here we have river, like in this drawing. So I basically just copied the colors from this drawing. So imagine that maybe let's use some cool brush, like with pattern. Okay, so and we don't want to be slaves to our drawing. Sorry if we can hear this scratching of microphone, because my setup is really like not good. But okay, so we can now play. Maybe we want to erase some stuff. Maybe we want to add some other information. Okay, so let's focus quickly. What we want to show is like just random landscape. We can show that here is some kind of maybe gate, like gate from with the rocks. So we have some focal point here. Here should be more small stones in the bank of the river. Here should be, I don't even have idea what I'm doing, so let's let the process guide us. Maybe I want to make some, I don't know, some building, but maybe not. Maybe we want only maybe there is some kind of something here, but it doesn't matter. I just want to have. This is cool if we want. We don't have idea what we want to do, and it is also cool for practicing like painting. Just this kind of sketchy painting, digital painting. So it's not design. It's not like concept art, but more like painting with purpose of just practicing our maybe quick ideas. So we can of course make from this with this technique. You can of course build some concept art. Like maybe we want to establish some city maybe here. Okay, so let's imagine it's like in the Star Wars Outlaws there was this kind of base in this field, so maybe we can I'm sorry. So maybe there is some structure. I don't know. I didn't plan to make the structure there, but okay. Maybe there's someone walking there. Typical guy with the stick. Okay, let's push it further. Okay, let's imagine the sun is from this direction, so we want to show some light in this field on this side of the rocks. And for example, in the background we want to show only like this kind of atmospheric perspective shapes or you know gradation of blues and mix with greens, because further away if you paint something it's in measure if we have something further and we have like normal atmosphere, not desert. In the desert there is more yellow because it's dust in the air, but in the case of this green meadow on green fields it's like blue sky. Blue is water probably in particles and makes it blue. So let's paint this field. Okay, and now I can make shadows on the right side of this of the stones, and this setup is very uncomfortable for me to draw. I don't know, I don't have my elbow on anything, but maybe I'll push this on the desk. Sometimes I don't know how to set up properly the the tablet on the desk and the second monitor, because I don't know, I have this setup but I don't like it too much. Sometimes I need to, you know, make it more on the left or right. Okay, but this is not the case of this. And try to be like very fluid with this drawing, because line art here is more like a guide, and then we can get rid of it. So we can maybe, I even don't know, probably we shouldn't make very big highlights here on this rock. So here this is the furthest away. Okay, so here is the bank of the river. Okay, bank of the river. These stones, maybe let's draw them like with the lasso tool to make different shapes, different sizes. Okay, and we can follow this rule, like if something is in front of us it can have bigger contrast, so we can have better read, like so. And also very cool, I watched some tutorial on digital planner paint, not digital painting, but like painting in nature with oil paints. And the guy was talking about that when we want to show only in the painting, we have only not two values, but like shadow and light. So if we want to show, for example, a tree, let's draw a tree here, maybe. Okay, so we have some kind of trees here. Some kind of trees, let's say it's like cypress trees or I don't know, something like that. So normally we are afraid, oh man, that we should draw every leaf, but in case of like impressionistic painting, we can just add only a light value, like here. We agreed that the light is coming from the left side, so we can show just like you know, light from here, maybe some shadow, and we can also combine shadows with use shadows and lights for our composition purposes. So we can direct the painting with our light and shadow direction. So yeah. So for example, here I'm putting some marks with shadow, but probably it's too far away to be so contrasty. So if we are in the middle ground and in the foreground, so here we can make it more crisp, and the shadows and you know, like highlights probably. Of course, it's not a realistic painting, it's just like let's call it impressionistic. For better painterly effects, we can make color dynamics, so it can be like, you can see this effect of like mixing the okay, camera is here, I'm looking somewhere else, but you can mix okay, so here we have stone in front of us. We can, for example, if we have, there are three values or intensity of how light touches. So if we want to, it's very simple. If we want to something flat is catching light like, I don't know, the most light is catched by angular thing. The next step is probably flat, and something like that catches the least amount of light, but then we can bounce back the light from the ground. I don't know if it makes sense. So for example, here we have light coming from this angle. So if something is probably flat, it's not like as light as probably this angle of building. Let's say this rock should be lighter. Then this also, but here is darker. Here also we can make it more light, because I wanted to make it to be in shadow here, more in shadow probably, let's say here. Okay, I'm rambling around, but maybe there is some kind of information I can give you. So okay, now I'm making some kind of like fake details here and there to indicate like grass. Maybe there's some other type of vegetation there. So maybe yellow, more green, and we can make it more opaque, and then it's further away. We can like, sorry, I was pressing space bar. So here is, I don't like it, this tower. I mean, it's okay. No, maybe I like it, but maybe it shouldn't be with line art. Is it a tower or what is it? Some kind of ruin, of course. Epic scale ruins. So this is the stuff that we don't want to put in our portfolio for concept art, because in concept art everything must be designed. But here is like, of course, first I'm doing everything that is forbidden now. So so stickman with stick salesman walking on the river. He's walking towards epic temple on the monumental temple on the hill. I don't know. No, we should make some cool shape. That's it, without any explanation why we are making it. So Okay, we have this cool. It's some kind of epic ancient ruins. Okay, so here's gate. Maybe somewhere. Maybe we should add some obelisks in front. Oh, okay, so this is cool idea. Maybe we are, after all, designing something. It's like this kind of drawings you can make for your everyday. I need to go back to my daily practice because I just had some, I don't know, some kind of burnout from work. I of course I work, I make some illustrations and stuff, but I need to work on my stuff, personal stuff, and I was like, oh man, when I should do something, I should record something, and this recording helps me um to not think too much about my drawing, my painting. So probably I don't know if it's a good advice to just talk to yourself or record, or depends on what you like. I also like to be in the zone of painting when I put some kind of ambient sound like rain or this kind of um, uh, some kind of music, or it's like, I don't know, yeah, music. Okay, we have something in the background. Okay, these mountains, they are kind of okay. Maybe we can add different architecture, or I don't know how to say, different type of mountains there. Yeah, some kind of sci-fi mountains. And here, for example, if we want to paint something in the very far away, so we will not add the green. We should put saturation to low, maybe 20%, and try color pick mix of green and blue. It's almost like, I don't know, probably if we are further away we are losing the yellow color, I think, or red. I don't know the theory of this, but it's like something like that. Maybe not, but yeah, for sure. Okay, green, let's say maybe something. Yeah, I'm making opacity lower, and we can just put some marks in the background. Okay. And for this type of painterly sketches, we can just, background can be like indicated with this gray blue. Let's see. We can switch from. Okay, this is cool thing. I learned it on the mentorship with Jose Vega. It's called World Builders. So it's really cool. But he showed in the one, I don't remember if I can replicate it, but edit preferences. Okay, I have it now. So we go to view, proofs, colors, proof setup. We have custom, and then we change from Adobe RGB, for example, to working gray dot gain 20%, for example. So here is somewhere here. Okay, so when we press Ctrl Y, we can switch from grayscale to color scale. So this is really cool. So we don't have to make this typical stuff like making it on overlay. No, sorry, on hue, the black and white. Let's see. Okay, so this is the cool trick I learned. I learned many more things, but this is what I wanted to show you now. So yeah, so let's go. Let's paint this stuff. Okay, let's paint this foreground. Okay, I paused for a second, so probably you wouldn't notice that I was gone. Okay, so let's just hide the line art. Maybe not everywhere, because it sometimes looks cool to see some kind of line art behind the paint, the sketch, this kind of sketchy painting. So we can have these trees. Maybe we can add some more shadow down from the bottom. But so like I told you, that the shadow is like the shape, only light shapes and dark and shadow shapes in the painting. So yeah, so here are some, maybe we can add some other information. I was thinking about this river, so we probably should now focus on the river. We have river, so probably there's some kind of shadow going from this stones in the water. Probably we can make this kind of effect that sky is maybe not like this, but the sky is like going from the river, just going here. Maybe something is, and we can of course add some reflections of stones in the water. So the painting phase is messy, and I think that it's cool to make it messy, because we can have some kind of relax, and also while we are painting we can sculpt or take. As you can see, I'm playing with this kind of this brightness and saturation sometimes to make it more vibrant, to make this grass more vibrant, and we can make some kind of grass, some kind of. We can switch, as I told you, we can switch from darker to light, and then we have some. We can have some variation of light and shadow, and we without introducing any more new any new colors or any new information to the painting. I'm trying now to add maybe some rocks in, but I don't know if they work. Here we should have a grass, not blue. Something like that. Okay. Sky. Okay, if we have slope here, so here should be lighter, here should be darker. Now, okay, here can be light, and then we can go towards this tower. Here we can add some interesting. Maybe duplicate this mountain. Maybe this guy is building like stone constructions on the water. He's like some kind of wizard. He lives in this tower, and he's like playing with the stones. Maybe these obelisks shouldn't be like straight. They should be made from the stones that he put in the. Okay, so let's assume that. Okay, make this temple more interesting, like more interesting. Maybe it's also made from stones. I don't know if it's more interesting. Okay, let's leave it for now. It's too much. It's too noisy for background item. So we should make it more plain. So yeah. Okay, so let's... I just accidentally stopped the recording. Sorry for this kind of distracted stuff, but I haven't recorded for a while, and that, like, I wanted to make something and to just show you this kind of process that I think everyone can benefit from, and this is really cool way to just like scribble. And I showed you on some of my older videos that I used to make this kind of really like shitty, like simple, just like line drawings. Like this, so we can, you know, have some kind of something. We of course try to be some kind of composition that we want to feel this energies, like the big, medium, small in case of like bigger mass, something, and then we can add some overpaint here and use colors, and then we go from this kind of really shitty sketch to more, let's say, finished thing that when you show someone they can see anything, not only your imagination. But and from this point we can, you know, okay, so we can now add some like details, like small highlights, and we can probably, I never tried it because I started to paint, like maybe not started to paint, but I was in my work I usually use 3D and then overpaint it, and but I wanted to have some practice with painting, with drawing, and I was like thinking maybe this method could be cool, and it could be gradual. For example, if we are like unsure in our skills for now, we can stop in any moment. Maybe, of course, development of painting is really great, but I believe in my case at least, and I believe it can be in yours too, that we gain confidence while we paint, and we have some kind of volume of our work. So when, for example, here today I made one sketch, tomorrow I can do next like this, and next day. So for example, after a week or 2 weeks, we have some kind of cool quick sketches, and with these sketches we can later on jump to this, go back to these sketches, and we can have more developed stuff created. Of course, this shadow reflection is not proper, let's say, because I don't know, sometimes the shadow is not casted like, but we are like painters here, we don't have to care about the rules for very very much. We want to indicate that when someone looks at it, he can see the river, he can see the guy with the stick walking on the river. Yeah, so here we can make some smaller details with our paintbrush in front, so we can, it's like mix of painting and drawing. So yeah, on the background we can also add some interesting shapes. Maybe here are other trees. Okay, so we can go with this painting for, yeah, so we can work on this painting more, or we can decide that we can leave it in this stage. And you know, or we can decide Okay, maybe we can look at what we have done, how it looks. It looks probably okay. I'm not sure about this kind of tower, but maybe it should be like here. I don't know, maybe it could be like, so we can probably play with this shape on the background, because no, it's too big and it's not makes doesn't make any sense. So it's like better probably, but always try to be on the lookout for on the smaller window. So let's see, if we zoom out, the composition should be okay. But also in this case of sketching, we don't have to be like super super precise, so we can have still a lot of freedom in this, you know, building this our illustration, our painting. So just like so, we can add some small details here and there, some expressive some expressive lines. Maybe there's a field here that is like kind of between this background and foreground. It connects our scene. Maybe it could be something like that. Let's zoom out. Let's make it on the, yeah, it looks cool, I guess. So let's call it a day. Let's say we have it 32 minutes. Probably it took me, so if you don't talk and try to paint, but we can have it in a faster time. But half an hour is a cool. It's like speed painting, but it's cool idea to practice the speed painting, that we are like limited with time. We have some kind of distraction, like I am talking now to you, and we have what we can just we have to sprint to our final results, but this is like sketch, so I can work on it. I can build some 3D scene, maybe overpaint, maybe add some elements. I can create other scenes with this color palette, because I think it looks nice. So yeah. So this is today's recording, and I hope you liked it. You benefited somehow from it. So I really wanted to share this with you, and also you can try this technique. It's really good for people who need to. It's like it's like low effort stuff. We can start from like line drawings, then you can add some even sky, some color or grayscale, and then you can build on top of it, and then probably later you can even render it to more realistic look, or find a sweet spot when we have some kind of sketchy look, and then we can add some maybe textures and somehow mix them up. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and stay tuned. I will try to upload more frequently now, and let me know if you like this technique, and yeah, stay tuned and stay creative, and have a great day or night. Bye.